Welcome back to Boss Guys Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Joytoy Warhammer 40k 1/18 scale Ultramarines Primaris Reivers 3-pack. These are recommended for adult collectors. These are official licensed figures, so they're really cool. This is the packaging they come in. The package is actually got a little smaller for these guys. They look really cool. As you can see on the front, it has everything you expect, like the name, the image of the characters, and the companies associated with this product. Here's the top of the box, bottom of the box. Here's one side of the box, and here's the other side of the box showing the three Reivers as action figures. So inside that box, you get three little boxes. These three boxes house the three different figures, and the only difference in them is the image of the character on the front. Everything else is the same that you can see. Top of the box are all the same also. Bottom of the box. This side, just company information, legal information on all three. And on this side, you have the logo and the name and the copyright statement for legal purposes. Now the back of the box are all the same except for the photos. All the print, the text is the same. It just shows you the different figure you get inside that particular box. So with that being said, let's take a look at them. And if you're interested, this is how they're packaging. Each figure has their own slot along with some accessories. Some of the accessories are on the action figure itself, but they do pretty well keeping the figures pretty well packaged very nicely. A well-coordinated and perfectly timed assault can break the back of any foe, cracking open their battle lines and sending their enemies fleeing for their lives. Reaver squads are masters of this type of warfare. Reaver squads are a close support combat specialist unique to the Primaris Space Marine formations. All Space Marines are experts of performing rapid strikes, but the Reivers, they take such skills to the next level. The Reivers are fast, aggressive, and hard-hitting. The Reivers deploy behind enemy lines, launching brutal breakthrough attacks on unexpected foes, leaving them in confusion and fear, or even worse, death. There's nothing that can prepare an enemy for the savage suddenness in which the Reivers attack. These figures look fantastic. These are a special forces unit you must have for your collection. As we take a look at here, I'm going to assume there's a captain. The one thing that we noticed that there is no trading cards included in this set. I didn't get any, and I did some research, and somebody else get any. So these actual Reivers here have no names purchasing this set. If you do know if these actually have names for these characters, please comment down below. But here is the first Reiver, and we'll guess he's going to be like the squad leader or whatever his rank is. He looks fantastic. He has the red helmet, the amazing skull face. We have some grenades on his chest. We have maybe like a shock grenade, frag grenades. Maybe an incendiary grenade. I'm not sure what the red is, but I'm assuming that's probably what that is. With that gold skull crossbones on the chest, looks fantastic. Here on this side, we have a nice looking logo. Insignia for his team with the gold trimmer on his shoulder pad. Shoulder pad has the X with the Roman numeral number 8. We have his ribbon. Very nice. Knee pad looks fantastic. And on some of these figures they have some accessories are attached to them that come out. Now this knife, these knives are fantastic, but they kind of burden because of the length and the shape of the back into the bottom section of the figure, so they kind of at an angle and they do fall off a good bit. So look for that as that's pretty much my only gripe with these figures is kind of that positioning of the knife. I would like to have it more out front. So here's one of his pads it comes with. The other pad. Then we have a pad. I'm sorry, those are pouches. Here's another pouch with a grenade. This knife sleeve looks amazing. Gold and black. These are really in there. I'm worried about the paint scuff. What's really unique about these knives, I think the overall sculpts are fantastic. You can see the serrated blade. If you notice right here, if you can see how that's sculpted, this is almost like a blood letter, where the blood, when you stick it in, and it creates an extra gap there, so that the more blood flow out, so your victim dies or bleeds out more than a normal penetration from a knife. These are amazing knives. These are probably my favorite weapons for this particular set. It also comes with this Jetpack jump pack. Very nice. These exhaust fans or thrusters are definitely 100% 360. You can rotate them. Nicely articulated. We have some silver studs throughout. Some nice weathering there. These actually have the blue Space Marines paint, but they have this black wash on them to give them a darker look. I think it looks really nice. Just be aware that these pins are prone to be breaking, so when you take them off, be very careful. Take your time, just as a heads up. Here we have his bolt pistol. Very nicely done, black with the gunmetal. The front barrel is drawn out. They have drawn through the sides. Kind of unique on how that is. And then the magazine comes out. Very nice. It's very easy to put right back in. So here's an unmasked and helmeted version, I should say. He's blonde with a mohawk. We have some devices here on the side of his head, and here also. Looks very cool. So this is what it looks like with the alternate head on the figure. Pretty nice. Looks really good. Guys, give you some other angles so you can check out all the different features and all the sculpting and paint that's been applied by Joytoy. I think it looks really good. Got holes in the bottom of his feet. So we'll go ahead and let's leave his helmeted head on while we take a look at the articulation. I'm going to do articulation once because it's the same buck for all three figures. So we have 360 rotation. Looks down a little bit. Looks up. Got a little side to side. Arms are 360 rotation. Let me check those joints real quick before I go ahead and manipulate that. Okay, so his arms rotate 360 all the way around. The pads have their own little joint, little peg system, so you can move it in and out. And they have butterfly joints on the back that you can bring the arms out. You can see that right there. Pretty cool. We have a cut here for 360 rotation. Double joint elbows. Looks fantastic. And the wrists rotate 360. They want to kind of have a ball, so I kind of go like this. But if you go too far, you can't pop off the hands like so. But they do get right back on, no problem. They're made to disconnect. Very nice. Kind of like an ab crunch. A waist swivel. 360. We do have a thigh cut here. They do spread their legs about that much. Not as much because of these new straps. Split about that much. They can sit pretty nicely. Double joint knees. And then we have a ankle articulation down, up, side to side. Then we have that toe articulation, I believe. Or do we? Yep, right there it is. This is the first one I actually ever had to maybe have to heat this guy up. Some of his joints feel a little bit tight. Usually don't happen too much with the Joytoy Warhammer figures like their other figures, but I guess there's always a first time for everything. This figure also comes with alternate hands. Get 2 pairs. I think I got these reversed. Here you can see how well they hold their bolt pistols. Looks very nice. They even have the trigger finger, I should say. It's really good. He also holds his blade very, very nicely. Can hold it with a downward position, or you can have it in an upward position. Still looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very nice. Alright, so let's take a look at our second Reaver. Reivers are the elite assault specialists given special training in war gear. The Mark 10 Phobos power armor worn by the Reivers has been modified. The ceramite made to make the power armor is a form of heat and shock resistance material, which makes the armor lighter weight for mobility. The streamlined design also allows for the servo motors to be engineered to be completely silent. The Reivers helmets have been modified to display a skull face helm. Their pauldrons are enhanced for their protection in melee situations. Their power armor allows them to run completely silent. Reivers are armed primarily to engage in close combat. The Reivers will make use of their combat knives, heavy bolt pistols, bolt carbine rifles with shocking violence. Now, figure 2 basically is a geared down version of the first figure we looked at. He's more like your trooper. Doesn't have all the extra paint. He only has half the grenades here on his chest. He does have his blue helmet, skull face. He does have his golden skull and crossbones on his chest. The same insignia on both of his shoulder pads. On this one he's missing the red skull. And there's no other paint on the rest of the figure. Like I said, these are a darker blue with a black wash on them. They look incredible nonetheless. I think they look fantastic. So basically there's not a whole lot to look at besides this a little bit here for detailing wise. But that helmet looks great. I love the studs throughout, the little silver bolt studs. What do we want to call them? They look really, really cool. That's the other side of that. Looks really nice. I love the skull faces on these guys. I'm surprised they didn't do these in a squad of 4. So I believe they usually run in a squad of 4 or 9 Reivers, but we end up getting only 3. Curious why they went that route, but I guess it's better having 3 than none. So it comes with these pouches here, and I believe these go on this side of the leg with this hole. Just only drill on this side, like so. And then the other side has the same set we've seen previously with the first figure. Cut a little low. And what's really unique about all these 3 guys is that when you put on these pouches, they hit those straps right here, and it makes it look like they're attached. Which is really nice. So, on the back of the figure, he has the same component here. There's a little pig on the grenade, and it goes right on there. Can be a little tricky sometimes because of this butt flap, I guess you want to call it. But it looks pretty cool. And they kind of set it in an angle, as you can tell. Okay, it also comes with this really cool knife like the first one. You have that pouch on there. Love the color. Same style blade. Looks fantastic. I'd watch the friction with these guys if you want to wear off a whole lot of your paint. It doesn't seem to be coming off, so that's a good thing. And you're going to put that right on that little hole there. Kind of at an angle. And that's what that would look like. I'll get it up on the back. Looks pretty nice. He also comes with this pack also, Jetpack, Jump Pack. I always forget what they call these things, but it doesn't really matter as being, because these are so awesome. Pretty much the same thing, same articulation. It's pretty cool. Again, remember to be very careful with your pins. These guys seem to have an issue with their accepting those packs for some reason. So I'm not going to force it at this point. And I'll take a look at his other accessories. Comes with this alternate head with like the mouth guard done in the skull theme. Also sporting a mohawk. Looks fantastic. Side of his head. The back. I like how this blue piece goes up into his mohawk. It makes it look like one piece. Really cool idea. Okay, here's his skull head. Looks fantastic. Very menacing. Okay, here's his weapon. It's the bolt carbine rifle. Gunmetal with the block. Got a handle on the front. His magazine is curved and is removable. Draw barrel. Looks amazing. Very cool. Looks like he has a rail system there on the top. As you can see, you can hold that gun very nicely. Very, very cool. Okay, so let's take a look at the last Reiver. Reivers can also use grappling guns to scale vast heights and scale from building to building without being seen or heard. Reivers have an unparalleled ability to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time, waiting to attack their foes when they least expect it. Reivers are a master of terror tactics. The time for silence is over. Moving quickly, shooting and slashing at superhuman speeds, the Reiver squads annihilate their targets. And then, fade back into the shadows. Really the only difference between this Reiver and Reiver number 2 is he has the 2 additional grenades. You can see here on his chest. Looks pretty amazing. Pretty nice. For the accessories, we have his alternate head. He has some devices on his side. He's a bald character. He has a nice skull mask on the front. Looks pretty good. Here's the head on the body. Looks amazing. For his accessories, it comes with the same jump pack. Comes with this really cool grappling gun. This thing doesn't launch or anything, but this piece spins. There's just some kind of air cylinder here. Probably is where the cable is wrapped up inside. Looks very, very nice. Very nice. You can see that he can hold that really nicely because it's basically the bolt pistol frame of the weapon. Very nicely. Done. And he has the same pouches as pretty much the other guys with the grenade. It's that one. He has this one. Same thing. Same thing here. We just previously seen. And just like the other two, he has 2 extra sets of hands that we've seen over and over because it's basically the same for each character. Here he has this blade. Notice this one's really cool because he has the guard on the knuckles. The blade is actually different. It's not serrated. It looks really, really nice. Same Excalibur though. Looks really good. Fantastic. So for cost, they run not on sale from China like 94 to 100 bucks. Well worth the price. These are fantastic figures. Highly recommend them. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to like and share the video with all your fellow collectors and friends. And as